Oh, man. Hey, Jack Nation. Crazy meeting you here. Today we're with SFA Golf. That's right, Buckets team. We're in the indoor facility. We're going to talk to Coach Trey Schroeder about what's coming up for them in the spring and what was a pretty successful fall season. You guys stick around. Jack Nation, it's your boy Buckets, alongside the head coach of men's and women's golf here at SFA, my head coach, Coach Trey Schroeder. Coach, I've been doing this for, this is a year and a half now. I've been doing Axum Insiders. The first time I've got you in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So welcome to the show, I guess.
I try to stay behind the scenes, but yeah.
So Coach, let's start out talking about the fall. This past fall, only 3 events for our team in the fall. But I would say a pretty successful fall. We went to Myrtle Beach. We had a tournament at New Mexico, but then for the first time in about a decade, almost a decade, a win for the Lumberjacks over in Louisiana.
And I wasn't even there for that.
That's right.
But we had a successful women's event over in Little Rock as well. So we started off the season. We go to Golf Week every year. Is our first event. It's great because it allows me to take the women's and the men's team to the same event, as you know, and you've played it multiple times too, haven't you? But we did have a good showing there. We shot 13 under. I think it was probably 20 shots, 30 shots better than last year. Good showing. And then we moved on to New Mexico State, which we had a decent showing. We had a better showing than last year. And then finally the guys broke through, which you were on the team.
I was.
And won that event down at Latour.
So I want to talk to you about that. That might sound weird to other sports. The head coach wasn't there and they won this event. But that's the situation, with the men and women's team traveling at the same time. So talk to me a little bit about our assistant coach, Coach Jackson Smith, and just what it means to have somebody that you can say, hey, I'm going to send you with this team and you're the guy in charge this week.
Absolutely. The best thing about Coach Jackson is he has my back. So I rely on him to travel with the guys. He's still only, 26, but he's reliable, he's trustworthy, and he has my back, which is the big thing. And I can honestly just send him with the guys, and I trust him to get there and get back safely, because that's the biggest thing, is make sure we have safe road trips. So I sent him on his way, and he obviously took the guys to Latour. Maybe that was the reason why they won, probably. But it's tough. It's tough running 2 programs because we do try to schedule to where we don't have too many conflicts, but at the same time, that's just going to happen. It's inevitable. So whenever the guys travel and the girls travel the same weekend, I'll go with the girls and he'll go with the guys.
So Coach, you mentioned, while Coach Jackson was with us in Louisiana, the girls having some success when you were with them. Talk about that a little bit. I know Sloan Bennett had a really good tournament that week.
Yeah, lowest program, 54-hole record. Lowest score to par record. The team broke what records? Many records. Low 54-hole record, and I believe low 18-hole score record as well. So they had a ton of successes. So as I'm watching you guys on the phone, these girls are tearing it up as well.
Yeah. So I was going to ask about the live scoring. How much when you're with one of the other teams? How do you keep that in check when you're watching the other team perform?
So the one thing I never do is actually watch the score as we play. Is wherever I'm at. So if you guys are on the road and I'm with the girls, I'll never watch how the girls are doing because it's a roller coaster ride. You can't do anything about it except what I can control. So I'll watch them play and help them out and coach them. But then I'm on my phone watching you guys, and I actually texted a few of you guys as the time was I said a few words you need to get your head out of your butt and stuff like that. And not that was the reason. I know I sent it to Cam.
I'm pretty sure I got that message too.
After a few bogeys, we don't make bogeys in this program.
That's right.
And actually, it was funny to watch because not that I had anything to do with that, but after I sent that message, the bogeys kind of stalled and stopped. So
well, we're coachable if nothing else.
You are coachable. Everybody is. But yeah, the girls had a ton of success. We're looking forward to a good spring with them as well. And both programs play the same golf course in April at conference. So the girls will go over there first. Hopefully they do well, and then I'll be able to see the course, and the guys will show up a week later over in Payson, Arizona.
So speaking of those conflicts, let's talk about the spring a little bit. The men's team is going to play 8 events in the spring.
First time ever.
The women's team is going to play 5 events. So 13 total events, and if I'm looking at the calendar right, you've got 1 weekend off.
Yeah, one weekend off. It happens to be in spring break. But no, it's typical. I'm used to it. I don't not like it. I enjoy traveling that much. Obviously, the family, my wife and the kids don't see me a lot for 4 days each week, but I get to see them a lot during the summer. But it's enjoyable. We were looking at the calendar a second ago. We'll have 1 weekend off. I think we have 2 conflicts where the guys and the girls travel on the same weekend, and that's it. So doing the math, what do we have? I'll be on 13 road trips, I guess, including the 2 conference trips at the end of April to Payson, Arizona.
So let's talk about some of the reason for that success. Obviously, we've got a good group of guys. I can vouch for that. A couple of newcomers, as well as one of our seniors, Jake Smelzer, who played really well in the fall. But just talk about Jake, that leadership that he brings to the team, and some of those newcomers, guys that we've got here for the first time this year.
Jake's a good story. He came in here as a freshman, struggled his freshman year, and then he's broken through, and he finally, Coach Jackson knows this pretty well, he laid up his last putt at the conference to shoot under par, because that was one of his goals, was to shoot under par.
I know about that.
He 2-putted from like 6 feet to make sure it happened. Yeah, you know about that. But I know he had that breakthrough at conference. It was just fantastic. And then he's rolled it over into this year, and he's done a phenomenal job. Finished second at Latour, almost won that event. And then actually went to a junior college event and almost won that as well, which we had Jackson win that event.
At that tournament in Latour, I was a couple of holes ahead of him, made an eagle on a par 5, folled it up the very next hole with a hole-in-one on a par 3. It was maybe the most unbelievable 2-hole stretch that I've ever seen.
I did get that scorecard shipped to him, so he got that scorecard the other day. We had that shipped from him.
And then a couple of junior college transfers in Trey Rouse and Cameron Hubbard, who've both been big parts of the team and what we did this fall.
Yeah, Cameron's a local guy from Lufkin, Texas. Always like to get the East Texas boys and girls around here that we can find. And then Trey from Alabama, which, we'll talk about that later. But Trey's a great guy. All the newcomers are great additions to the team, and they've done a phenomenal job this semester. So we look forward to a great spring with all of them.
Well, Jack Nation, I hope you're looking forward to some spring golf. I know I'm looking forward to some spring golf. It's time to get qualifying going. So, Coach, appreciate you joining us.
Yeah.
And see you guys next time. Axe 'em Jacks.